So just imagine this area. Okay. So this all this compact bond. Okay, is traversed by a number of canals. Okay. So those they are running longitudinally along the length of the bone. Okay. So those canals are known as the traversing canals or the central canals. Okay. So the bone is traversed by longitudinal canals. Those canals are known as the traversing canals or the central canals. Okay. So here in the enlarged image, okay, we can imagine, okay, the compact part. Okay. In the compact part, we can see some cylindrical, so many cylindrical like structure. Okay. So these are nothing inside. We can see a canals. Okay, so those are nothing but the Haversian canals. Okay, and then those Haversian canals, number of Haversian canals will be there. Okay, and so those canals are connected with each other. Okay, and then with the surface, with the free surface of the bone by the another canal known as a Volkmann canal or the perforating canals or the transverse canal. Okay, transverse. So those longitudinal canals will be connected transversely by the another canal known as this one. Okay, transverse canal. I hope you can see the cursor, transverse canal or Volksman canal. Okay, so we can say that Volksman canals are communicating the adjacent Haversian canals. Okay, so what is the importance of these Haversian canals or the Volksman canals? Here it says this canal loads the blood and the lymph vessels and the nerve. Okay, so these canals importance is they load the blood and the lymph vessels and the nerve. When discussing about the cartilage, we have discussed that cartilage is devoid of blood vessels, right? But here, in case of the structure of bone, okay, if you take the histological section, okay, then we can see the blood vessels also, okay, inside the which are present inside the Haversian canals. So is it clear what is Haversian canal? You have to be okay. What is Haversian canal? If you can understand Haversian canal, then other will be easy. Okay, so this just imagine compact part of the bone. Okay, so along this along the length of the bone. Okay, so many minute longitudinal canals are present. Okay, so those are known as the Haversian canals. Okay, and again, those canals will be connected by a transverse canal, the Volkmann canal. Most of the canals lodge the blood vessels, the lymph vessels, and the nerve. Okay, so we have discussed about the Haversian canal. Then we'll go to the next one. Okay, so observing the one. Okay, section is circularly arranged as known as a centric lamellae. So around the tissue, okay, arranged circularly around this known as the concentric lamellae. Okay, is surrounded by circularly arranged. Okay, so those lamellae concentric lamellae range from the to 20 in number. Within these lamellae, lacunae are seen, which accommodate the osteocytes. Okay, so here, okay, we can see the concentric lamellae. In the concentric lamellae, we can see like leg structure, right? So these are nothing but lacunae. Okay, lacunae or spaces. So inside this lacunae, okay, the bone cell that is the cell present. Okay, within this lamellae, within this concentric lamellae, we see there are many empty spaces or lacunae. Okay, present. Okay. So this type of arranged known as the Haversian system or the osteon. Okay, can you see the slide? There was a slide internet problem. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, good. Okay. So, okay, with Haversian system or the osteon. Okay, so what is Haversian system or the osteon? Okay, so the Haversian system consists of the, okay, with Haversian canal, and then the concentric lamellae, and then lacunae, inside lacunae, osteocyte. Okay, all this structure together, it is known as the Haversian system. Okay, Haversian system or the osteon. Okay, so this Haversian system or this osteon is considered as a fundamental structure unit of the compact bone. Okay, so now we are seeing, okay, in this schematic image, we are seeing the one Haversian system. Okay, so along the length of the bone, okay, so many Haversian system will be present. Okay, so now we are seeing only a single Haversian system. Okay, so in the Haversian system, what are the structure present first? Haversian canal. Okay, and then the surrounding concentric lamellae. Okay, and then in the hello, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so far we have discussed up to the Haversian system or the osteon. Okay, so what is the meaning of Haversian system or what is the meaning of the osteon? Okay, so Haversian system means it is a structure unit, fundamental structure unit of the compact bone. Okay, it consists of the Haversian canal. Okay, and then concentric lamellae. Okay, and then lacunae, inside lacunae, osteocyte. Okay, so that is the arrangement. Okay, it's known as the Haversian system or the osteon. Okay, so here inside the Haversian canal. Okay, you see here it is on the artery, vein. Okay, iliac and lymphatic, and then the nerve. Okay. Okay. Next point is numerous delicate channels known as the canaliculi extend at right angles from the lacunae and join adjacent lacunae. Okay. So if you concentrate to one lacunae, okay. So from lacunae we can see so many processes are coming out, right? So those are known as the canaliculi. Okay. So that canaliculi means delicate channels. Okay. That extend that arise from the lacunae. Okay. And then what is the importance of those canaliculi? Okay. So canal inside the lacunae, osteocytes are present. Okay, And then the osteocyte has many cytoplasmic processes. Okay, so those processes will be accommodated inside the canaliculi. Okay, and then here the one more point is the canaliculi of one Haversian system are not in contact between the adjacent Haversian system. Okay, so that means the canaliculi of one Haversian system will be contacting with the nearby canaliculi of the adjacent lacunae, we can say. Okay, so that means only those canaliculi, okay, of the one Haversian system will be contact with each other, not with the adjacent Haversian system. Okay, canaliculi of one Haversian system will be, or we can say, contact with each other, but not with the adjacent Haversian system. That means not with the other Haversian system. Okay, so each Haversian system, okay, is marked or limited by uh, the cement lines. Okay, so by seeing these cement lines, okay, here in this image you can see, okay, at the outermost layer, okay, this is the cement line. Okay, so here by seeing this we can say that this is one Haversian system. Okay, this will be this cement line will be demarcating or dividing one Haversian system from another Haversian system. Okay, so here, osteocytes resides in the lacunae, and it possesses numerous cytoplasmic processes. Okay, I have explained, which extend into the canaliculi and may come in contact with the adjacent cells. Okay. So inside the lacunae, osteocyte is present. Okay, and the osteocyte is having so many cytoplasmic processes, and those cytoplasmic processes will be accommodated in the canaliculi. Okay, and again, those canaliculi will be contact with the canaliculi of the adjacent lacunae. Okay, and then so we can say that the osteocytes may be in contact with each other with the nearby osteocyte through their cytoplasmic processes. Okay, so that is one. Last class we have discussed the different cartilage and the bones also. Okay, in case of cartilage, there is no contact at all between the adjacent cells of the cartilage. But here, in case of the in case of the bone, the osteocytes, they may contact each other with the adjacent osteocytes. Okay. Okay. Next point is the osteoid. So what is osteoid? The organic matrix of the bone is termed as the osteoid, which is secreted by the osteoblast. Okay, organic matrix of the bone. The organic matrix part of the bone that is known as the osteoid. That is secreted by the osteoblast. Osteoblast here. Okay, here mostly we'll get the three types of cells. Okay, the mature cell, osteocyte, and then osteoblast, immature, and then another is a osteoclast. Okay, osteoblasts are bone producing cells, some of which are tapped in the lacunae and then becomes the osteocyte. Okay, and not only producing osteocytes are bone producing cell, not only producing the bone cell but also producing the organic matrix of the bone, that is the osteoid. Okay, and then here another bone, another osteoclast. Okay, so these are another type of cell responsible for resorbing organic matrix and the minerals. Okay, another type of cell responsible for reabsorbing organic matrix and the minerals. They are okay multinucleated and larger than the osteoblast. So this okay, next point, resorption tunnels through the bone or eaten out hollows or lacunae are known as the house-shaped lacunae. Osteoclasts help in the remodeling of the osteons. Okay, so these osteoclasts, they are important for the development of the this medullary cavity also. Okay, so regarding the bone development of the bone, okay, that we'll see in detail under the organogenesis. Okay, Okay. Types of lamellae. Okay, so if you take the historical section of the bone, okay, then we'll get the three types of lamellae. Okay, so sir, okay, we have discussed the first one, concentric lamellae. Concentric lamellae are the lamellae which are arranged around the Haversian canals. Okay, and then in between each Haversian system, okay, there are also some lamellae. Okay, so those are known as interstitial lamellae. Okay, and then the third one is the circumferential lamellae. Okay, circumferential lamellae is which will enclose the whole structure. Okay, two types are there: inner and outer circumferential lamellae. Okay, and then the outer circumferential will uh, enclose the whole structure of the bone, just beneath, we can say, just next to the periosteum. Okay, so this is known as here the outer circumferential lamellae. Okay, and there is also another circumferential lamellae which will uh, uh, surrounds the medullary cavity. Okay, so that is known as the inner circumferential lamellae. Okay. Next, periosteum. What is periosteum? Most bones are invested by the periosteum except at the articular surface. Okay, so periosteum is we can say the outermost covering of the bone. Okay, so here at the articular surface, the articular surface. Okay, we know what is articular surface. That area will be covered by the articular cartilage, right? So this periosteum has two layers: outer layer and the inner layer. Okay, the outer layer, also known as the outer fibrous layer, okay, made up of collagen fibers, and the inner layer is vascular and cellular layer known as the osteogenic layer. So in this layer, there will be formation of other bone cells also. Okay, so here growth of the bones will take place in this layer. Okay, addition, positional growth of the bone will take place in this area. Okay, and then here one more term is here surface fibers. Okay, so what is surface fiber? So just now I have discussed that periosteum is the outermost covering of the bone. Okay, so this covering is firmly attached to the bone. It's bound by the bundles of the collagen fibers. Okay, that have incorporated into the lamellae of the bone. Okay, so those fibers, those coarse collagen fibers, okay, that attach the periosteum to the bone. Okay, those are known as the into the lamellae of the bone. Those are known as surface fibers. Yes.
وبهذا اللون جاي كده كم يو. Oh my god. Where
Ivan Job. Who is Ivan Job? Sini. uh, okay, so okay, surface fibers are that one. The coarse bundle of the coarse collagen fibers that attach the periosteum into the lamellae of bone. Okay, and then next, okay, we have discussed periosteum, outermost covering membrane of the bone. Then another membrane is there, that is the endosteum. So endosteum is the membrane, okay, delicate layer of the squamous cell which line the bone marrow. Okay, marrow. Sorry, the marrow cavity and the Haversian canal, large Haversian canals. Okay, so that is the endosteum. Okay, the marrow cavity and the Haversian canals are lined with the delicate layer of the squamous cells known as the endosteum. Okay. Okay, so this photomicrograph, okay, section of the compact bone from a diaphysis. Okay, we can see clearly Haversian system. Okay, so here at the center, this canal is known as the Haversian canal. Okay, around this we can see a uh, concentric lamellae. Okay, so in the concentric lamellae, this big black spot. Okay, so those are the lacunae. Okay, inside lacunae, osteocytes are present. Okay, and if you observe this carefully, we can see this the canaliculi also. Okay, so whole this structure will be known as the Haversian system or the osteon. So in between this each Haversian system, okay, this we can see the interstitial lamellae also. Okay. Okay, so that was about the histological structure of the bone. Okay. Any question so far?
No, sir.
Okay, if no question, then I'll continue with the blood. Okay. So blood is the fluid connective tissue. Okay. It is a connective tissue connection between deep lying tissues and the atmospheric oxygen. Okay, so we know the importance of blood. Okay, oxygen, transportation of the oxygen. Okay, whatever we oxygen we inhale. Okay, so that will be carried by the uh, red blood cells, erythrocytes. Okay, and then through this air blood gas exchange in the lungs. Okay, and then it will be oxygen will be distributed to different parts of the body. Okay, so here blood as part the definition of the connective tissue. Connective tissue consists of the cells, fibers, and the ground substance or the matrix, right? So here blood also it consists of the cells, free cells, and then the fibers and the matrix or the fluid intercellular substance or the plasma. Okay, so here the structure elements of mammalian blood are not all true cells but form the elements. Okay, so here mammalian blood are not all true cells but form the elements. So the previous class, okay, we have discussed about sir has already discussed about the structure of the cell. Okay, what are the components of the cell, nucleus, organelles, okay, and then the and all. Okay, but this in case of the RBC, red blood cells, mammalian red blood cells. Okay, so we know that the erythrocytes do not contain the nucleus, right? So here, that's why here it says that the structural elements of mammalian blood are not all true cells. We cannot, this RBC cannot be considered as a true cells, okay? Because some of the organelles also absent, and also the nucleus is absent, okay? So here, blood include the red blood corpuscles, the white blood corpuscles, and the platelets, okay? The RBC or erythrocyte, and then WBC, white blood corpuscles or the leukocytes. Okay, leukocytes, two types are there: granular and agranular leukocyte. Okay, we'll discuss later, and then the platelets. Okay. So first, we'll discuss about the erythrocytes. Okay, erythrocytes are red blood cells. So these cells are differentiated, specialized for the function of the transporting oxygen. In lower vertebrates, erythrocyte is nucleated, but like birds, reptiles, and fish also nucleated erythrocyte. Okay, and then but in mammals, the Golgi complex, mitochondria, and the centrioles before entering the bloodstream. Okay, so we can see that like in mammals, RBC is nucleated, but in case of the birds, reptiles, and fish, it is sorry, in case of mammals, okay, RBC is sorry, in mammals RBC, is the erythrocyte, nucleus is absent. Okay, but in case of the birds, reptile, fish, lower vertebrates, RBC is nucleated, the nucleus is present. Okay, but in case of mammals, domestic animal, RBC is absent. Okay, and regarding the shape, okay, like in birds, reptile, and fish, shape of the RBC is elliptical. Okay, but in case of mammals, we can say like round. Okay, and then they are acidophilic biconcave dish and round in all mammals except cameliid family. Okay, they are acidophilic biconcave dish and round. If you see from the side, okay, we can see the convexity on both sides. Okay, so it's biconcave dish. Okay, and then round in all mammals, but in case of camel family, they are biconvex elliptical. Okay, it is elliptical, like the shape is somewhat similar to birds, reptile, and fish. But in case of birds, reptile, and fish, no nucleus is present. But in case of camel, no nucleus. Okay, so that is you have to know this the shape and structural difference. Okay, in which animal nucleus is present in the RBC, in which animal it is absent, in which animal it is elliptical, in which animal it is round. Okay. So here on the surface view, erythrocytes are circular in outline. Okay, mentioned before here, in this photograph, we can see the surface view of the RBC. Okay, erythrocytes are circular in outline, and then this the central biconcavity. Okay, it looks appear as a pale region. Okay, in outline and central depression appears as a lighter area. Okay, erythrocyte is elastic and can change itself. And another characteristic is a tendency of the corpuscles to adhere to each other along their concave surface, thus forming the rows or Rolex-like pileup coins. Okay, so this okay, in Rolex formation, like one important characteristic of the RBC is they have the tendency to adhere to each other along their concave surface. That means uh, the RBC, okay, they may adhere to each other. It may look like pileup coins. Okay, so type of arrangement is known as a Rolex formation. Okay, so this it is a normal thing. Okay, so you have to know if RBCs are adhered to each other. Okay, it's normal only. So you should know. Okay, here average diameter of erythrocyte. So it's up here you can see the differences in different animals. In elephant, 9 microns, and in goat, very small, 3.7 microns only. But in case of cow, dog, 6, 7. So in general, we can say 6 to 7. Okay, mentioning the specific animals. Okay, in general, average diameter of erythrocyte is around 6 to 7 in microns. Okay, and then the number is in terms of billion per cubic millimeter. Okay, so here you can see by yourself. In case of ox, like 6 million plus or minus 1.3 per cubic millimeter. Okay. Next is the white blood corpuscles or the leukocyte. Okay. So WBC are nucleated, so through cells, and so amoebic movement, they wander, thus from the wandering cells of the connective tissue. Okay. So from the bloodstream, they penetrate the wall of the blood vessels. Okay, and then they go to the connective tissue. Okay, and then that's why last class, before previous class, we have discussed about the cells of the connective tissue, wandering leukocyte. Okay, those are like macrophages. Okay, so those are the cells of the connective tissue only, because some WBCs are they wander from one region to another. Okay, then this WBC can be divided into granular and the granular varieties. Okay, if the cytoplasm presents some granules, then it is known as a granular leukocyte. If no granules present, then non-granular leukocytes. Okay. So here, number of leukocytes, it is number in terms of thousand. Okay. In case of blood, RBC in terms of million per cubic millimeter. In case of leukocyte, it will be in terms of thousand per cubic millimeter. So you can go to by yourself. Like in case of ox, number is 8,000 plus or minus 2,000 per cubic millimeter. Okay, now let us see about the non-granular leukocytes or the granulocytes. Okay, so those leukocytes which do not contain the granules in the cytoplasm. Okay, examples are the lymphocytes and the monocytes. Okay, so lymphocytes and monocytes, those cells are comparatively undifferentiated and can reproduce by the mitosis. Okay, so here under this the granulocyte, which contain the granules like basophils, neutrophils, okay, and then the eosinophils will come under the granulocyte. Okay, so here those leukocytes which send with the site. Okay, CYTS are no are the non-granular. Okay, and those which send with the fields, basophils, okay, neutrophils, eosinophil, PHILS are comes under the granulocytes. Okay, just for your remembering. Okay, so okay, first we'll see the lymphocyte. Okay, so the lymphocyte size varies from 6 to 10 microns. Okay, size is a little bigger, we can say, compared to the WBC. Okay, WBC in general we can say 6 to 7 microns. Okay, but lymphocyte size varies from 6 to 10 microns. Nucleus is large and stains intensely. Basophilic cytoplasm forms a narrow rim around the nucleus. Okay, so here one important point is in case of the lymphocyte. Okay, so here in the image also we can see the nucleus. This whole blue, dark blue. Okay, this part is the lymphocyte only. Okay, sorry, the nucleus. Okay, and around this dark purple color, we can see a light purple color. Are okay. These are nothing but the cytoplasm. Okay, basophilic cytoplasm forms a narrow rim. Okay, around the big nucleus. Okay, so this is the lymphocyte, and then nearby we can see the these are the RBCs. Okay, the size is also almost similar. Lymphocyte is a bit larger than the RBC. Okay, so lymphocytes can develop into plasma cells and monocytes of connective tissue, and from later into the macrophages, and also importance for the production of the antibodies. Next, the monocyte. The monocyte is large cells, 15 to 12 to 15 micron, but may reach up to 20 micron. That means it is much bigger than the RBC. Okay, so here by seeing also we can see the size difference. RBC, like the size of the RBC will be the size of the monocyte. Okay, it may reach up to the 20 microns, but in case of RBC, as mentioned before, it's around 6 to 7 micron only. Okay, so monocyte is the largest leukocyte. Okay, monocyte is known as the largest leukocyte, and here the nucleus is ovoid or kidney or horseshoe shaped and eccentrically placed. Okay, so here try to remember the shape of the nucleus. Okay, so by seeing this you can identify many cells. Okay, like in case of monocyte, the nucleus kidney or horseshoe shape. Okay, and eccentrically portion of the nucleus eccentrically placed. Okay, and here more cytoplasm than the lymphocyte. In case of lymphocyte, we can see a narrow rim of cytoplasm around the big nucleus, right? But here, in case of monocyte, we can see more amount of the cytoplasm compared to the lymphocyte. Okay, and then cytoplasm basophilic in connective tissue, they are phagocytic and are called macrophages. Okay, wandering cells of the uh, connective tissue. Cytoplasm is the basophilic. I hope you know what is the meaning of basophilic acid. Basophilic means they have affinity for the basic dye. Okay, acidophilic means they have affinity for the acid dye. Okay. Okay, next is the granulocytes. Okay, granulocyte WBC. Those are the basophils, neutrophils, and the eosinophils. Okay, so these granulocytes are divided into three classes according to the nature of granules present. Okay, like neutrophils, eosinophils, and the basophils. Okay, so this classification is here based on the according to the nature of the granules. Okay, so it is obvious that those cells contains the granules inside. Okay, so those granules have affinity for if the granules have affinity for the neutral state or the basic state or the acidic state. Okay, so here based on that it is known as a neutrophils, neutral state. Okay, eosinophils. Eosin is usually acid dye, right? Acid uh, and then basophil, that means basic dye. Okay, so further characterized by the presence of many lobate nucleus. Okay, here we nucleus type of nucleus is lobate nucleus. Okay, and then those lobate nucleus will be connected by the thread of chromatin. Okay, so here hence name polymorphonuclear leukocyte lobes of the nucleus are connected by fine chromatin strand. Okay, and unlike a granulocyte, the cells are highly differentiated and cannot be reproduced anymore, cannot be reproduced by mitosis also. Okay. So let us see about the neutrophils. Okay. So it is large cells, 8 to 12 microns. Okay. And then constitute 60 to 70% of the total leukocyte. Okay? And that means majority population of the leukocyte is formed by the neutrophils, 60 to 70% of the total leukocyte. And then the nucleus, so 3 to 5, up to 5, 3 to 5 lobes, okay? Multi-lobed nucleus. And those lobes of the nucleus are, as you can see here, they are connected by a fine strand, chromatin strand, okay? And then the nucleus may be in the form of an S shape or the horseshoe shape, okay? Granules, okay, presence in the cytoplasm. It is a first cell of inflammation response. They have been called also known as the macrophages. So here, next point, granules are fine, okay, neutrophilic. That is, they have affinity towards the neutral stain of the Romanowski compound. That's why they are known as the neutrophilic, because those granules, okay, the granules are they have affinity for the neutral stain of the Romanowski compound, okay, and the type of granules we can say they are fine in nature, okay. In but there is slight difference is there in case of rabbit, guinea pig, and the chicken, they take the acid stain, then the reaction is a bit different, okay, and then also as heterophils, okay. So don't get confused, neutrophils and the heterophils, okay. In case of rabbit, guinea pig, and the chicken, okay, known called as the heterophils, okay. So functions highly phagocytic, okay. And in case of man, dog, horse, and pig, neutrophils are majority. But here in ruminants, chicken, laboratory rodents, lymphocytes are majority from. Okay. So next is the eosinophils. Okay. So here eosinophils they constitute 2 to 4% of the leukocyte. Okay. Regarding the population, only 2 to 4% of the leukocyte population, larger than the neutrophils, about you can see it says 10 to 14 microns in diameter. And then the contains coarse, highly refracted granules. Coarse, highly refracted granules. Nucleus is polymorphous, generally two-lobed. Okay, generally with only 2 lobes. Number increase in parasitic infection. Okay, so here eosinophils. Okay, they have affinity for the eosin stain, or we can say the eosin is the sit back. Okay, and then in case of parasitic infection, if you take, if okay, let's say you're collecting the blood samples from the highly parasitic infected animal. Okay, so there is a chance that you'll get more number of the eosinophils in the blood. Okay, the number increases in parasitic infection, or also in the case of the allergic reaction, visible in signs of the allergic responses. Okay. Next is the basophils. Only 0.5% rare, we can say. Basophils are rare, being only 0.5% of the leukocyte. Size is 8 microns, and nucleus is large. The coarse granules are the basophilic and are soluble in water. Phagocytic function, precursor of the muscles of the connective tissue. Granules contain histamine and the heparin. Okay, the granules of the basophils contain the histamine and the heparin. Okay, so next is the blood platelets. Okay, platelets, colorless, about 3 microns. That means much smaller than RBC. Okay, biconvex disc, no nucleus like RBC. Okay, and so essential granular mass is tentatively basic stain. Birds and other lower vertebrates have two thrombocytes, which are nucleated. Okay, that is one important difference, and have the basophilic cytoplasm. And what is importance of blood platelets? Responsible for initial clot formation. Okay, platelets for clot formation, blood clots. And then last is the lymph. Okay, lymph like blood consists of a fluid plasma in which are suspended various corpuscular elements. Red blood corpuscles and the platelets are absent. Okay, so the chief cellular elements are the lymphocyte with few granules. Okay, so in case of blood, okay, RBC, WBC, and then the plasma. Okay, but in case of lymph, here RBC and the platelets are absent. Okay, that means WBC, among WBC, the chief cellular elements are the lymphocytes. Okay, those are the main components of the lymph. Okay. Okay, that's all for today. Any question?
No,
Only
sir.
for around 40 students present. What happened? What happened to your friends? Any idea? Attendance is okay. If no question, then we'll stop for today. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.